Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving deep into a book that really caught my eye, Marketing with AI for Dummies. It seems like AI is everywhere these days, so I'm super curious to see what this book has to say about how it's changing marketing.
I think you're in for a treat. This book is packed with real-world examples and practical advice that you can actually use, even if you're not a tech wizard.
Perfect, because honestly, sometimes AI can feel a little intimidating. Like, where do you even begin?
Right, it can be overwhelming, but that's what I love about this book. It breaks down complex concepts into easy-to-understand language, making AI approachable for everyone, especially marketers like us.
Well, I'm ready to get started. What's the first thing that jumped out at you?
Honestly, the thing that grabbed me right away was the history of AI section. It's fascinating to see how far AI has come since those early days, like the Turing test and expert system.
Oh, yeah. The Turing test where a machine tries to convince a human that it's also human. That's classic AI.
Exactly. It's amazing to think how far we've come since then. The book talks about those early milestones, but then it quickly jumps into how AI is impacting businesses right now, and it's mind-blowing.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, for starters, AI is being used in customer service, product development, even drug discovery. It's everywhere you look.
It's incredible how diverse the applications are. I remember reading about chatbots becoming super popular for customer service.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're getting incredibly good at handling basic inquiries and even some more complex tasks, freeing up human agents to focus on the really tricky stuff. And then in product development, the book talks about how AI is helping developers write better code. There's even this thing called GitHub Copilot that suggests code as you're typing.
Wow, like an AI pair programmer.
Pretty much. And then in biotechnology research, AI is making waves in drug discovery and development. The book mentions that AI can analyze massive data sets to identify promising drug candidates much faster than traditional methods.
That's exciting.
Mhm.
It sounds like AI is really accelerating progress in so many fields.
It really is. And here's the thing that really stuck with me. The book mentions a McKinsey study that estimates generative AI could add trillions of dollars to the global economy. Trillions.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But I guess it makes sense when you think about how much potential AI has to optimize processes and create new products and services.
Exactly. It's like AI is unlocking a whole new level of efficiency and innovation.
But I imagine that to unlock all that potential, you need a key ingredient. And that ingredient is data.
You got it. The book emphasizes that data is the fuel that powers the entire AI engine. It's like baking a cake. You need the right ingredients in the right proportions to get a delicious result.
That's a perfect analogy. And just like with baking, you can't just throw any old ingredients into the mix and expect a masterpiece. You need to prepare the data carefully.
Exactly. The book spends a good chunk of time talking about data preparation, which is often overlooked, but it's absolutely crucial for accurate AI results.
What kind of things are involved in data preparation?
Well, you've got things like data cleaning, transformation, and splitting. Cleaning involves getting rid of errors and inconsistencies. Transformation means converting the data into a format that the AI algorithms can understand. And splitting involves dividing the data into training and testing sets to evaluate the AI model's performance.
I see. It's like getting the data ready for the AI chef to work its magic. But what happens if you don't prepare the data properly?
Oh, that can lead to some interesting results. The book actually calls out a phenomenon known as AI hallucinations.
Hallucinations? That sounds a little spooky.
It kind of is. It's where AI generates inaccurate or nonsensical information because it's been trained on flawed or insufficient data.
So it's like the AI is seeing things that aren't really there.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that even though AI can seem magical, it's still based on the data it's given.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Precisely. So data preparation is absolutely essential for getting meaningful results from AI.
Okay, so we've got our data prepped and ready to go. What's the next step? How does the AI actually learn from this data?
That's where machine learning comes in. It's the heart of AI's ability to learn from experience and improve over time.
Right, machine learning, everyone's talking about it, but it can still feel a bit mysterious.
I know what you mean. But the book does a great job of explaining it in simple terms. It breaks down different types of machine learning, like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning.
Can you give me a quick rundown of each one?
Sure. Supervised learning is like teaching a child to recognize different fruits by showing them labeled examples. You give the AI algorithm labeled data, and it learns to map inputs to outputs.
So it's like giving the AI flashcards with pictures of apples, bananas, and oranges and telling it which fruit is which.
Exactly. Then you have unsupervised learning, where the AI algorithm is given unlabeled data and it has to find patterns and relationships on its own. It's more like that child figuring out which toys belong together based on their characteristics without any explicit instructions.
Interesting. So it's like the AI is doing its own detective work, trying to figure out how things are connected.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And then there's reinforcement learning, where the AI algorithm learns through trial and error, a bit like training a dog with rewards and corrections.
So it's like giving the AI a treat when it does something right and a scolding when it does something wrong.
Pretty much. The AI algorithm interacts with its environment and learns to maximize rewards and minimize penalties.
Those are great explanations. They make machine learning much easier to grasp. But the book goes even deeper, right? It talks about neural networks.
It does. Neural networks are a type of machine learning algorithm that's inspired by the structure of the human brain. They're particularly good at recognizing patterns and making predictions.
Wow, that's fascinating. They actually mimic the way our brains work.
In a way, yes. Neural networks are made up of interconnected nodes or neurons that process and transmit information. The book uses this really cool analogy to explain how they work.
I love a good analogy. What is it?
It compares the layers of a neural network to a bustling city. The input layer is like the city gates, where data enters the network. Then you have hidden layers, where the real processing and analysis happen, like all the hustle and bustle of city life. And finally, you have the output layer, where the results are presented, like the city's grand landmarks.
I love that. It makes the whole concept of neural networks much easier to visualize.
Right. It's a brilliant analogy. But the book also acknowledges that neural networks can be computationally intensive, meaning they require a lot of processing power, which might be challenging for smaller businesses or individuals.
That's true. Not everyone has access to supercomputers.
That's right. But the good news is that cloud computing has made it easier for businesses of all sizes to tap into the power of AI, including neural networks.
So you don't need to build your own data center to get started with AI.
Exactly. You can rent computing power from cloud providers like Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Platform, or Microsoft Azure.
Okay, so we've got machine learning, neural networks, and cloud computing. What other AI magic does this book reveal?
Well, the book dives into the exciting world of natural language processing, or NLP. This is where AI starts to understand and respond to human language, like we're seeing with those increasingly sophisticated chatbots.
Oh yeah, NLP is making those sci-fi visions of talking to computers a reality. It seems like it's becoming more and more human-like every day.
It really is. The book explains how NLP can be used for things like sentiment analysis, which is figuring out the emotions behind text. Imagine being able to instantly gauge how customers feel about your brand just by analyzing their tweets or online reviews.
That would be incredibly powerful. No more manually sifting through mountains of social media posts.
Exactly. And it's not just about understanding individual words anymore. NLP is getting better at grasping the nuances of human communication, like sarcasm or irony, which can be really tricky for a machine.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Sarcasm is tough even for humans sometimes. But it sounds like NLP and machine learning are working together to make AI more empathetic and efficient.
Absolutely. It's not just about understanding words. It's about grasping the intent and emotions behind those words. And the book specifically mentions GPT models and how they've really pushed the boundaries of what's possible with NLP. You know, those models that can generate human quality text and have conversations that feel surprisingly natural.
Oh yeah, GPT models are all over the news these days. It's amazing to think about how much progress has been made in this area.
Yeah.
But the book also acknowledges that NLP isn't perfect, right?
Right, it does. It points out that NLP still struggles with highly context-dependent language, especially stuff with lots of cultural nuances or subtle wordplay.
So there's still room for improvement, but it's clear that NLP is a game changer for marketing. It seems like AI is revolutionizing how we understand our customers. It's not just about demographics anymore. It's about understanding behavior, preferences, and even predicting future wants.
You got it. It's about moving beyond basic segmentation and creating truly personalized experiences that feel tailor-made for each customer.
And the book talks about AI-driven persona development, right?
It does. It's about using AI to create detailed profiles of your ideal customers, going beyond just demographics to understand their motivations, values, and aspirations.
And you know, the book has a perfect example for that, Netflix's recommendation engine. It's like having a personal entertainment concierge that knows your taste better than you do.
It's a great example of how AI can be used to create those you just get me experiences that customers crave. But the book also stresses the importance of ethics in persona development. We don't want AI to become creepy or intrusive.
Totally agree. Transparency and consent are crucial. Customers should always know how their data is being used and have control over their privacy.
Absolutely. And speaking of insights, the book introduces a really cool concept called synthetic customer panels. Have you heard of those?
Synthetic customer panels. Not ringing a bell.
So it's like having virtual focus groups powered by AI. Instead of gathering real customers, you use AI to create simulated customers based on real data.
Wow, that's fascinating. So it's like a cost-effective way to gather insights and test out different marketing approaches without having to recruit and manage real people.
Exactly. It's a great tool for businesses that might not have the resources for traditional market research. And there's even a study from Harvard and Microsoft that suggests that GPT-4 could revolutionize customer research. Imagine having an AI that can provide incredibly nuanced insights into customer behavior and preferences.
That's mind-blowing. It's like peering into a crystal ball powered by AI.
It really is, and it highlights how AI is not just a tool for automation, but also a powerful tool for understanding and connecting with customers on a deeper level.
Well, this has been an incredible overview of how AI is impacting marketing. I'm already starting to see the possibilities and the potential challenges. But before we dive into specific marketing activities, I think we need a quick break. I'm ready for a refill on my coffee. How about you?
Definitely. Let's take a quick pause and then come back to explore how AI is changing the game in areas like lead scoring, dynamic pricing, and even creative development. This is just the beginning of our deep dive into marketing with AI for dummies, and I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Sounds good. We'll be right back after a short break. Don't go anywhere.
All right, welcome back. So we left off talking about how AI can really help us understand our customers better.
Yeah, like way better than we ever could before.
Yeah.
It's kind of freaky, but also super exciting for marketers. Like, imagine knowing exactly what your customers want before they even know it themselves.
Right. It's like having a secret weapon. But let's get into the nitty-gritty of how AI is changing specific marketing activities. One thing the book dives into is lead scoring, which I know can be a huge pain point for a lot of businesses.
Lead score. Oh, yeah. Trying to figure out which leads are actually worth pursuing can be a total time suck. You don't want to waste your energy on leads that are never going to convert.
Exactly. And that's where AI comes in. AI can analyze all sorts of data points about a lead, their demographics, their behavior on your website, their engagement with your emails, and predict how likely they are to become a paying customer. It's like having an AI assistant that sifts through all the noise and tells you, hey, focus on these leads. They're the ones that are most likely to close.
Okay, that sounds super helpful. No more guessing games.
Yeah.
But what about those customers who are already on board? How can AI help us keep them happy and loyal?
Well, the book talks about how AI can predict a customer's lifetime value, or LTV, which is basically how much revenue they'll generate for your business over their entire relationship with you. Knowing LTV is super important because it helps you prioritize your efforts and allocate your resources wisely. You want to focus on acquiring and retaining those high-value customers who are going to stick with you for the long haul.
Makes total sense. Not all customers are created equal, right? So you want to invest your energy in the ones who are going to bring in the big bucks over time.
Exactly. And AI can help you identify those VIP customers early on.
This is blowing my mind. It feels like AI is changing everything about marketing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's not just about making things more efficient. It's also about creating experiences that are more personalized and engaging. Like, have you ever noticed how prices for things like plane tickets or ride-sharing services seem to fluctuate all the time?
Oh, yeah. It's like they're reading my mind and jacking up the prices right when I need something. It's kind of annoying.
I know. But that's actually a prime example of AI in action. It's called dynamic pricing, where AI algorithms adjust prices in real time based on things like demand, competitor pricing, and even your browsing history.
So it is reading my mind.
Well, sort of. It's using data to predict what you're willing to pay and adjust prices accordingly. The book gives the example of Uber using dynamic pricing during surge periods, which can be frustrating for riders, but it makes sense from a business perspective.
Right. I guess it's all about supply and demand. And sometimes you're willing to pay a premium if you really need a ride.
Exactly. And on the flip side, dynamic pricing can also lead to lower prices when demand is low. So it's not always a bad thing.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like AI is constantly working behind the scenes to optimize pricing and maximize profits. It's pretty impressive.
It really is. And here's another thing that I found super interesting. The book talks about churn modeling. which is all about predicting which customers are likely to leave or unsubscribe. It's like having an early warning system for customer churn.
Ooh, that sounds valuable. Like if you know someone's about to jump ship, you can try to win them back before they're gone for good.
Exactly. And AI can analyze all sorts of data to predict churn, things like purchase history, website activity, customer service interactions, even social media sentiment. It can help you identify those at-risk customers so you can proactively reach out and try to keep them happy.
It's like having a crystal ball that tells you who's thinking about breaking up with you.
Pretty much. And the book emphasizes the importance of testing and refining those churn models to make sure they're accurate. You don't want to be sending "we miss you" emails to people who are perfectly happy with your service.
Right. False alarms are never good. But speaking of creative things, the book also explores how AI can actually be used for creative development. Like, can AI really help us come up with new ideas and create engaging content? That's kind of hard to imagine.
I know, but it's true. The book talks about how AI can be used to generate ideas, write content, design visuals, and even compose music.
Whoa, hold on. AI can compose music,
Yeah.
like actual songs.
Yeah, there are AI tools out there that can create original music in different styles and genres. It's pretty wild.
Okay, that's officially blown my mind, but I still can't quite wrap my head around how AI can be creative. Isn't creativity like a uniquely human thing?
I know, it seems counterintuitive. But the book explains that AI can be used to augment human creativity, not replace it. Think of it as a brainstorming partner that can help you generate new ideas and explore different possibilities. The book talks about this thing called prompt engineering, which is basically the art of crafting effective prompts for AI tools. You give the AI a starting point, a set of instructions, and it uses its knowledge and algorithms to generate creative outputs based on those instructions.
So it's like giving the AI a creative brief and letting it run with it?
Exactly. But the book also cautions against relying solely on AI for creativity. Human oversight and judgment are still essential. AI can generate ideas, but it's up to us to evaluate those ideas, refine them, and make sure they align with our brand and our goals.
Right, because AI doesn't have the same understanding of our brand voice or our target audience that we do. It's just a tool, and we need to use it wisely.
Exactly. And the book provides a really cool real-world example. It talks about Coca-Cola's Masterpiece campaign, which used AI to create a visually stunning short film that blended classical and contemporary art.
Oh, I think I saw that. It was all over social media. It was really impressive. So they used AI to actually create the visuals for the film.
Yeah, they used AI to analyze a vast database of art and then generate new visuals based on that analysis. It's a great example of how AI can be used to push the boundaries of creativity and create something truly unique.
Okay, that's inspiring. It sounds like AI can be a powerful creative partner as long as we use it strategically and ethically. But what about something like SEO? I know a lot of marketers are wondering how AI is going to impact search engine optimization.
Yeah, that's a big one. And the book dives into it, talking about the rise of search generative experiences, or SGEs. Basically, AI is changing how we search for information online. It's no longer just about keywords and links, it's about understanding the intent behind searches and providing more personalized and conversational search results.
So Google is getting even smarter.
You could say that. AI is helping search engines become more intuitive and helpful. But what does that mean for marketers? Well, the book stresses the importance of focusing on user experience and content quality, even more so than before. It's not enough to just stuff your website with keywords. You need to create content that's valuable, engaging, and answers the questions that your target audience is asking.
So content is still king, even in the age of AI.
Absolutely. AI can help us create better content, but it can't replace human creativity and judgment.
Got it. So we need to embrace AI as a partner in our SEO efforts, not a replacement for our own expertise.
Exactly. AI can help us analyze data, identify trends, and optimize our content, but we still need to be the ones driving the strategy and making sure our content resonates with our audience.
Makes sense. So it sounds like AI is really shaking things up in the SEO world, but the fundamentals of creating great content haven't changed.
Right. Quality content is still key, but AI can definitely help us elevate our SEO game.
Speaking of elevating our game, the book also talks about how AI can supercharge A/B testing. I know a lot of marketers rely on A/B testing to optimize their campaigns, but it can be a slow and sometimes tedious process.
I hear you. But the book explains how AI can make A/B testing faster, more efficient, and more insightful. With AI, you can test more variations, analyze results more quickly, and even get recommendations for which variations are likely to perform best.
So it's like having an AI-powered lab assistant running all your A/B tests for you.
Pretty much, and it can help you get to those winning combinations much faster. The book covers different types of testing, split testing, multivariate testing, multi-page testing, and explains how AI can enhance each one. It's all about finding those subtle tweaks that can make a huge difference in your results.
Okay, that sounds incredibly useful. Like imagine being able to run dozens of A/B tests simultaneously and get real-time insights into what's working and what's not. That would be a game changer.
It really would. AI can definitely help us become more data-driven and experimental in our marketing.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's super important for businesses with global aspirations, localization and translation. I know how challenging it can be to adapt marketing messages for different cultures and languages. Does the book address this at all?
It does. It actually has a whole section on how AI is changing the game for reaching global audiences. And it's not just about translating words, it's about capturing cultural nuances and adapting your messaging to resonate with different markets. The book emphasizes the importance of maintaining consistent brand messaging across languages, which can be tricky, but AI can help ensure that your message comes across clearly and authentically, no matter what language it's in.
That's super important. You don't want your message getting lost in translation or worse, offending someone because you didn't understand the cultural context.
Exactly. And AI can help you avoid those pitfalls. The book mentions various AI-powered tools that can assist with localization and translation, from machine translation engines to tools that can analyze text for cultural sensitivity.
So it's like having a team of AI language experts working around the clock to make sure your message is on point for every audience.
Pretty much. AI can definitely take a lot of the guesswork and heavy lifting out of localization and translation.
Okay, we've talked about a lot of different areas where AI is making an impact, but I want to dive into something that's been generating a lot of buzz lately, performance marketing and personalization.
Right.
These are areas where AI seems particularly well suited. What does the book have to say about this?
You're right. AI is really changing the game in performance marketing and personalization. The book talks about platforms like Google Performance Max and Meta Advantage plus Nay, which are using machine learning to optimize campaigns in real time.
What does that mean exactly? Like, how are they using machine learning?
Well, these platforms can analyze tons of data about your target audience, your ad creative, and the overall performance of your campaigns. And then they use that data to automatically adjust bids, targeting, and even the creative itself to maximize your return on investment.
Wow, so it's like having an AI-powered marketing manager working 24/7 to fine-tune your campaigns and make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck.
That's a great way to put it. And it's all about delivering the right message to the right person at the right time, which is the essence of personalized marketing. The book dives into how AI can personalize experiences on a large scale, creating those one-to-one interactions that make customers feel seen and understood. It's about moving away from generic messages and creating experiences that feel tailor-made for each individual.
I love that. It's about creating those you just get me moments that make customers feel like you're speaking directly to them.
Exactly. And the book highlights some really cool examples of this in action, like Amazon ads and TikTok advertising, both of which are leveraging AI to target customers in unique ways. Amazon's recommendation engine is legendary, and TikTok's algorithm is incredibly good at figuring out what kind of content people want to see.
It's kind of scary how well those algorithms seem to know me, but from a marketing perspective, it's pretty amazing.
It is, and the book emphasizes the importance of an omni-channel approach, where AI is used to personalize the customer journey across all touchpoints. So it's not just about personalizing your website or your emails, it's about creating a seamless and consistent experience no matter how customers interact with your brand.
That's so important. Customers expect a consistent experience, whether they're on your website, your app, or talking to you on social media.
Exactly. And AI can help you deliver that. It's about breaking down those silos between different marketing channels and creating a truly integrated experience.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. But before we move on to the next part, I want to circle back to something that's been on my mind throughout this conversation. We've talked a lot about how AI can automate tasks, analyze data, and create personalized experiences. But with all this AI magic happening, what does this mean for the future of human marketers? Are we all going to be replaced by robots?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's something that a lot of people are worried about. But honestly, I think the answer is no. AI is a powerful tool, but it's just that, a tool. It can help us do our jobs better, but it can't replace the human element that's essential for effective marketing.
Okay, that's reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
But what do you mean by the human element? Like, what are the things that AI can't replicate?
Well, for starters, AI doesn't have the same level of creativity, empathy, or strategic thinking that humans do. AI can generate ideas and analyze data, but it's up to us to interpret that data, make decisions, and come up with the big picture strategies.
So it's like AI can be the brains, but we still need to be the heart and soul of marketing.
Exactly. AI can help us be more efficient and data-driven, but it can't replace human intuition, emotional intelligence, or the ability to connect with customers on a personal level. Those are things that will always be valuable in marketing, no matter how sophisticated AI becomes.
That makes me feel a lot better. So it's not about human versus machine. It's about human plus machine.
Exactly. It's about finding ways to leverage AI to augment our capabilities and make us even better marketers.
Well, that's a perfect note to end on. I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about the future of marketing in the age of AI. But we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive. What do you say we take a quick break and come back for the final part where we can explore some of the ethical considerations and potential pitfalls of AI in marketing?
Sounds like a plan. We'll be back in a flash to wrap up our exploration of marketing with AI for dummies. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. So we've spent the last two parts of this deep dive really digging into how AI is changing the marketing game. And honestly, my head is spinning with all the possibilities.
I know, right? It's a lot to take in. But it's so exciting to see how AI is opening up new opportunities for marketers to connect with customers in deeper and more meaningful ways.
Definitely. But I think it's also important to acknowledge that with all this AI power comes a certain level of responsibility. And the book, Marketing with AI for Dummies, doesn't shy away from addressing those ethical concerns.
Absolutely. One of the things I appreciate about this book is that it doesn't just focus on the shiny new tools and techniques. It also talks about the potential pitfalls and challenges of AI in marketing. Like, we've already talked about the importance of data quality, but it's worth reiterating that AI is only as good as the data it's trained on.
Right. If you feed AI bad data, you're going to get bad results. Like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important for marketers to be really mindful about the data they're using to train their AI systems. They need to make sure the data is accurate, relevant, and representative of their target audience. And they also need to be aware of the potential for bias in AI algorithms.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. We talked about this earlier, but it's definitely worth emphasizing. AI systems can inherit biases from the data they're trained on, and that can lead to some pretty unfair and discriminatory outcomes.
It can. For example, if you're training an AI system to screen job applicants and the data you're using reflects historical gender or racial biases in hiring, the AI system might end up perpetuating those biases, even if that's not your intention.
That's a scary thought. So what can marketers do to make sure they're using AI ethically and responsibly, especially when it comes to avoiding bias?
Well, the book provides some really practical advice on this. It suggests things like auditing your data sets for potential biases, using techniques like bias detection and mitigation algorithms, and involving diverse perspectives in the development and deployment of AI systems. It's really about being proactive and taking steps to identify and address potential biases throughout the entire AI lifecycle.
That makes sense. It's like we can't just assume that AI is inherently objective or neutral. We need to be actively working to make sure it's fair and equitable.
Exactly. And I think another important consideration is the potential for AI to create a sense of detachment or impersonality in marketing. Like, if we're relying too heavily on automation and algorithms, we might lose that personal touch that's so important for building strong customer relationships.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Like if all your interactions with a company are mediated by chatbots or AI-powered recommendation engines, it might start to feel a bit impersonal.
Right. And I think that's where the human element becomes even more crucial. AI can handle a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to data analysis, segmentation, and personalization, but it's still up to us humans to bring the empathy, the creativity, the strategic thinking, those things that AI just can't replicate.
So it's not about replacing humans with machines. It's about finding that sweet spot where AI and human intelligence can work together to create the best possible marketing experiences.
Exactly. It's about using AI to augment our capabilities, not replace them.
Okay, I love that perspective. It's like AI is our superpower, but we still need to be the superheroes.
Yes. And speaking of responsibility, another thing the book emphasizes is the importance of transparency when it comes to using AI in marketing.
Transparency, huh? What do you mean by that?
Well, it's about being upfront with customers about how you're using AI. Like if they're interacting with a chatbot, let them know it's a chatbot. If you're using AI to personalize their recommendations, tell them how it works. Customers have a right to know if they're dealing with an AI system, and they should be able to understand how that system is making decisions that might affect them.
That's a really good point. It's all about building trust and respecting customer autonomy. No one likes feeling like they're being manipulated by algorithms behind the scenes.
Right. Transparency builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any strong customer relationship.
Well said. So we've talked a lot about the present and the potential pitfalls of AI in marketing, but what about the future? Where do you see AI heading in the next few years? Any predictions?
Well, predicting the future is always a risky business, especially in a field as rapidly evolving as AI. But the book does highlight a few trends that I think are worth paying attention to.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's on the horizon for AI in marketing?
One trend that I found particularly fascinating is the rise of what the book calls hyper-personalization.
Hyper-personalization.
Yeah.
Sounds intense. What's that all about?
It's like taking personalization to the next level. It's about using AI to create truly unique and customized experiences that go beyond just tailoring messages to individual customers. It's about anticipating their needs, understanding their context, and delivering experiences that feel like they were designed just for them.
Wow, that sounds amazing. But how is that even possible?
Well, with the amount of data that's being collected about consumers these days, AI algorithms can analyze all sorts of factors, from their past purchases and browsing behavior to their social media activity, location, and even their mood.
Okay, that's a little bit creepy, but also incredibly impressive. So what are some examples of how hyper-personalization might actually work in marketing?
Well, imagine receiving a product recommendation that's not only based on your past purchases, but also takes into account the weather outside, your current mood based on your social media posts, and even your upcoming schedule. Or imagine a travel website that not only suggests destinations based on your past trips, but also curates a personalized itinerary for you, taking into account your budget, your travel style, and even your dietary restrictions.
Okay, now that's just cool. It's like having a personal AI assistant who knows you better than you know yourself and is constantly working behind the scenes to make your life easier and more enjoyable.
Exactly. And I think that's the ultimate goal of hyper-personalization, to create those seamless and delightful experiences that make customers feel like they're truly understood and valued.
It's like the future of customer service and marketing all rolled into one.
It really is. And another trend that the book touches on is the growing importance of conversational AI. We're already seeing this with chatbots and virtual assistants, but I think conversational AI is only going to become more sophisticated and integrated into our lives.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Like, it seems like every website I visit these days has a chatbot popping up asking if I need help.
Right. And those chatbots are getting better and better at understanding natural language and having more human-like conversations. And as AI technology continues to advance, I think we'll see even more seamless and personalized interactions with conversational AI.
So it's like those sci-fi movies where people are just casually chatting with their AI companions are becoming a reality.
Pretty much. And I think that has huge implications for marketing. Like, imagine a world where every customer interaction, from browsing your website to making a purchase, is guided by an intelligent and helpful AI assistant.
That would be amazing. It would be like having a dedicated customer service rep for every single customer.
Exactly. And that level of personalized attention could really revolutionize the customer experience.
Well, I'm definitely excited to see how these trends play out in the years to come. It feels like we're on the cusp of a really exciting era for marketing, and I'm glad we have resources like Marketing with AI for Dummies to help us navigate this new landscape.
Me too. This book has been an incredible guide, and I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to get a better understanding of how AI is transforming marketing. It's packed with insights, practical advice, and real-world examples that you can actually apply to your own business.
Absolutely. It's a must-read for any marketer who wants to stay ahead of the curve and leverage the power of AI to achieve their goals.
Well said. And before we wrap things up, I just want to remind everyone that if you're enjoying these deep dives, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Book Reviews 1, for more insightful explorations into the world of marketing and technology. We've got tons of great content coming your way, so hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out.
And hey, while you're at it, why not drop a comment below and tell us what aspects of AI marketing you find most exciting, or maybe even a little bit scary.
We love hearing from you and getting your perspective on these topics. But for now, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into marketing with AI for dummies. We'll catch you in the next episode.